I just wanted to film a little clip to open this video with, so that I could talk for a minute. On my Instagram last week, I posted a story asking you guys for video recommendations and things that I could do to create things that you guys want to see. So there were a lot of ideas, I got a lot of responses, but a lot of them require a lot of thought process, and I don't think I have that in me this week. So actually a couple people said they would like to see my notes, because I don't really post photographs of my notes anymore. The main reason being that I don't really take like notebook notes. I've started back in like January. I started just taking notes in the textbooks I'm studying with. That took a lot of effort for me because I am really anal when it comes to like the neatness of my things. But I decided, you know what, it's really stressful going between book to notebook and back and forth, so I decided to just start taking notes in my books. So yeah, so the notebooks I'm going to show you are kind of old, so I've only got two. So this is just grammar. So I've just got these two. This one is my notebook that I started in Canada and finished here. And then this is the one that I'm currently using, which I don't really use. The only notes you'll see in my flip through, the only notes I take now are like review notes. So I wanted to show you my vocab notebooks too, because those are ones I still really use, like when I'm reading webtoons or watching videos. However, then this video would be like 45 minutes long. So stay tuned for part 2, where I tell you about my vocab notebooks and I show you those. So yeah, I hope you enjoy watching, and please, if you like this video and you want to see more videos, please comment, like, subscribe, all the cringy YouTuber stuff. So thank you, and I will show you my second notebook. So my first notebook is actually back in Canada. It was full when I was planning to move here. Okay, so first I will show you my first Korean notebook. So actually my real first notebook is in Canada. It was full, so I didn't bother to bring it with me because I don't really look at my notes to review. I just flip through the same textbooks. So this is just a standard Muji B5 notebook. I decorate them because they're a little boring to me, but I like the way the paper is. However, I haven't been able to find the lined ones of these in Korea so far. I've looked in Seoul, I've looked in Suwon, I've looked Ilsan, I've looked everywhere. They're just not, I can't find them. So, let's flip through. So, first page, this is mostly, so I mostly put everything in one notebook. I do have, as you see, I have grammar book and I have vocab book, but I don't post my, I don't separate based on source. So I just write, like, I know, because this is how to study Korean. Lesson 1 through 50 was in my first notebook, and this is lesson 51 onwards. So what I do is I write the lesson title in one color and then the subtitles in another color. I do this to help me so if I'm flipping through to see I'm having a brain fart. If I'm looking through to find something really quick, they catch my eye because they're in a different color. And then I tend to just write the grammar notes in different color or just black. And then any words I come across, I circle in my sentence and then write on the side. Very simple, very basic. I don't focus too much on aesthetic. I just write. And then sometimes I'll stick little stickers so that it looks cute. I make sure I try to write the least amount of English as possible. You might look at some pages and be like, Kat, no, you wrote so much English. But hear me out. It gets better later in the notebook. So this is just sample sentences, words I don't know, very standard. Mostly kind of like pages like this. So I'll just do some flip through and play some music. So as you can see, I love sample sentences. It's how I learn grammar, it's how I learn vocab, it's how I learn sentence structure. So if there is sample sentences, I will write them all because it helps me. And like my spelling is fairly good because of that. So as you can see, I've started in on a new resource here. So for a little while, I was doing the 세종 한국어 3, and it was okay. I didn't do it very long. So these are the notes I did like the week before I moved to Korea. So I had just finished Korean Grammar in Use Beginner. So there was appendix notes on things like 아직, 이미, 벌써, and so I just kind of did some summary notes so that I could take at least that much to Korea with me. So all of this that I just showed you was before Korea, and then I moved to Korea. So actually this page here, it was my second day in Korea, and I went to a Starbucks, and after buying Korean Grammar and Use Intermediate and studied. So that was almost a year ago. Oh my gosh, almost a year. Okay, so here you will see that I've started to stop putting so much English in my notes. So what I did was I kind of just wrote the explanations in Korean to the best of my ability. And while they may not be written grammatically correct, I know what they mean because I wrote them. So even if it's not like proper Korean, it's just that I know what it means because I wrote it. If you know what I'm saying. So this is when I was working with Ihwa, And so many people ask me, like, why didn't you like the Ewha books? Like, things like this. That's like a whole video. I think expect a video. So these are all Ewha notes. I started drawing pictures too to like try and understand a little bit more. So doja is like pottery. So I drew some pottery. I started learning Hanja here. So I wrote some Hanja, more Ewha notes. At this point, I think I was trying to finish this notebook because my notes get really spaced out and I leave like big chunks empty. So I think I was trying to finish this notebook. Tanayo versus Goldenyo. Still kind of confused about that, but so I took on a kind of different color scheme here. So black is grammar notes, blue is sentences, and pink is sentences. I don't remember why I changed the colors. I think so that I knew that this is one conversation, this is another conversation. And then I started drawing things to try and like things that I use, like Gmarket, to try and learn what the words meant. So yeah. Lots of Talk to Me in Korean notes. I did 3 levels of Talk to Me Korean since I've come to Korea, which is fine. It's okay. It's good to like study sometimes when you're on the train. Hanja. So this Hanja is 해, like to gather. So like 회사, 회사원, 회식, 회계, 회비, 회원, things like this. Sometimes I get a little messy, but it's okay. I changed my color scheme again. So I'm using some brown. Didn't like it, so I stopped, I think. Got a little messy here. So sometimes my notes are really neat and sometimes they're really like not neat. My hand, it depends on what I'm studying, where I am, who I'm with, etc. Lots of grammar, some stickers, nothing special. It's pretty much the same layout for all books. And last page. Ooh, all right, now let me show you notebook number 2. All right, so this is my current grammar notebook. I don't actually take that many grammar notes anymore. I kind of just study in a book and then write in a book. So this one is not getting filled up very fast. So I still have like, it's only like half full. But again, it's just a Muji. This is a B5 again. 6mm lines. I don't like notebooks that don't have a coil. I prefer a coil. So this was just, I bought it because. So one of my students drew Koya and then stuck a Mong sticker on for me. So here we go. So I started, this was Vitamin Korean 3 notes. Started using some tapes. My writing is a little bit messier. So in Vitamin Korean, I tried to write out some of the conjugation tables and stuff. Decided I don't like it, so I stopped doing it. And then some How to Study Korean from lesson 60. So I don't actually use that very much anymore. So as you could tell, my last notebook started with lesson 51 and then this one's lesson 60. So I don't really use it much anymore because I've found other sources living in Korea. So yeah, lots of phrases, explanations. I learned about like how to say like pareo or 바랍니다, like, and one of the example sentences they used was 포스를 함께 포스를 함께 하기를 바랍니다. So like, may the force be with you, because I'm a gigantic Star Wars nerd. Some more How to Study Korean or 비타민 한국어. My notes look very cluttered in this notebook because I was trying to conserve space. I also tried to stop caring in this notebook about it being a little too neat, so I started scribbling things out and just crossing things out instead of wasting time like reaching for whiteout and then making sure the pen like doesn't go through the whiteout. So I just said, you know what, screw it, I just will study, not make study notes. You know what I mean? So in this notebook, what I started doing is color coding by source. So How to Study Korean became blue, Talk to Me in Korean became orange. It looks a little pink on the camera, but it's orange. And I can't remember the other ones, but we'll see as we go. So Talk to Me in Korean is orange. Oh, and some, because I stopped using howtostudykorean.com, Korean grammar and use became blue. So I use blue Muji pens, I use orange Muji pen, and then mild liner highlighters. I'll do a stationery video in the future. So I also, again, I don't really care because I don't really use notebooks anymore, so I kind of stopped caring. Korean grammar and use became pink. And Talk to Me in Korean is still orange. Still orange. So I also started putting articles in here. So I read a Naver article about like fashion star, like a model. Very handsome model. So I learned a lot of colors, like, and like 줄임말, like normcore, which means like normal hardcore. It's like a mix between like normal and like hardcore. And then also like color감. Color is like color, and 감 is like feeling. So that means like the mood of a color. So I like learning things like this in articles because you don't learn them in textbooks. So there. Oh, How to Study Korean. So I did do a couple more How to Study Korean lessons, but I think I might have stopped here or like did one more. I did lots of Talk to Me in Korean. I get into like bouts of it. Dialogue. I always write out the TT dialogue because it helps me shadowing. So I will read this out like a million times. There's a bug in my book. Can you see it? Hey, you, get out of there. Get out of there. That's mine. In Korea, you'll get lots of those they're like just little dust bugs. Korean grammar in use is pink. It's just the usual, the same. I kind of don't really change up my grammar notes other than stop taking them completely. So lots of talk to me in Korean. So because I take notes in my Vitamin Korean book, when I finish a unit, I do a review. So I just write the bare bones and like one example, so that in the future I can just flip to one and be like, okay, yeah, that's what that means, instead of like having to navigate the mess of notes I leave in that book. So I split the page in half because I want to conserve a little space if it's just a review. So there you have it. That's my notebook. I mainly just use Muji stationery, partially because I spent $75 on it last summer or 2 summers ago, and I still have it. I hope you liked seeing my notes. Sometimes they're messy, sometimes they're not, and I did some explanations. If you have any extra questions, please leave a comment and I will reply to you, or message me on Instagram. I'm very active there. And yeah, if you'd like to see that, or if you'd like to see anything else, please send me a message and I will try my best to deliver. I think my next video will either be a like how I've learned Korean to this point, or like a study with me. I'd love to do a study with me. It's just I need to buy a new tripod because this one kind of sucks. But anyways, thank you for watching. Please check the description box for any extra information that I may have forgotten and remembered while I was editing. Yeah, so please give a thumbs up and subscribe, because like I said, I want to make this YouTube thing work, so I'd like to have some support. So bye everyone.